Now let's continue. Like, why I have to declare a string name? Because my program prepare these variables to store the values that the user enter in. So I prompt the user with a message, enter your name, right? So now I need to make the user be able to type. I need a scanner. To use scanner is pretty much just located inside the GRE part of the library here. Okay, so if you want to see where it is, it's actually under rt.jar, and this is a .class, so it's going to be import. I need to import from java.util. There's so many libraries right there. It's so rich, Java. Yeah, reaching up the libraries. So that's why people like to use Java. Like if you want to deal with a date, we use date, right? But now we just learned one simple thing, which is called scanner. Right there, .class. And we learned .class already. Whenever you compile your .java, you get .class. So that means this being built for you. And it's just put in the library, right? Just pack them into that called package. And this is like a zip file, like this called jar, and put into the library. That when you download GRE 1.8. Now, how do we link to that? We just say import. To use import, but we already say, we know that it's under java.util when I scroll to the package name, and the name is scanner. Alright, so now we may see some yellow. It's just warning that, hey, you imported, you never used. You declare your name here, you never use. We're gonna use them, so don't worry about the yellow warning, because we can use them. Whenever we declare things, I like to go and declare in the beginning. It's very common that, like in the beginning of the main method here, inside the method, like I have string name, I'm going to use scanner, right? I refer to the class name, declaring just like the way I refer to the type. Name has a type. I'm going to name it as a keyboard. It can be any name here, but I just going to make it represent that I want to read from keyboard. I name it keyboard, right? Just like name here could be any name, right? First name, last name. I just make it name. Scanner name. Now this is a type from the scanner. I want to make sure that it's read from the keyboard. Scanner, it can scan from the file system. It can read from the file. It can read from somewhere else. Then you have to tell it to read from keyboard from this statement. New scanner system.in. So this is telling it to read from keyboard, right? Now, first time for programmer in Java, you just need to memorize that. When you start using it, you just say, hey, I want to read from keyboard. This is a statement for it. Just like I do public class, I do public static void, always like that. Read from keyboard just like that, right? Alright, so I declare two things to use, right? Name to store something that I read from keyboard. Now I can start to read from the keyboard. Right after I prompt the user, enter your name. So this is where I put my code. Say name is going to be equals to the value that I read from the keyboard. So I call keyboard. And I use dot operators. Dot operators is going to access to the method inside that class. Remember, class has a method. Like hello, my name has a method main. Now, keyboard has a method like next and next line. Just like print and print line. When you print, the cursor will be at the end. When you print line, the cursor will move to the next line. When you read from keyboard, you use next. It's going to read a string. This is a string. That's what we want. We want to read. If you read, the cursor will stay on the same line. If you do next. If you next line, after you read, it's just move the cursor to the next line. I'm going to use next line then. Okay. The reason I use next line because I might want to prompt the user with another message like enter your password. then it's not appending to the end of my type tennis. If I do next, it's just appending now. The message just append to it. So I don't want to do next. So that's why next line, move the cursor, and then we can move to the next statement. So it's done. Pretty much I read in. So the new things that you learn is import scanner to use java.youtube.scanner. Declare the keyboard that it's going to read from the keyboard by using keyboards like scanner keyboard equals new scanner system.in. And then write the last statement that you learned, just read by using next line. It's going to read the string type. Right? Input has to have the type. We mentioned that. If you want to read the integer, it's going to be next int. If you want to read next like double, it's going to be next double. Boolean, next boolean. Okay. Now we just read string. It's just next or next line. Read and put a new line. And the value that you read is going to store into the name. Once it's stored into the name, then you can just display that output, right, to the user. Say hello. Because this is hello my name. Now, if I put name like that, it's going to say exactly hello name. It's not going to work. Right? Because why would you type that like hello world, it's going to say hello world. That's why the value being stored in the name, to get access to value, it has to be outside the quotation. And you just think plus to tell it that, hey, this, I want to put it next to this statement. Okay, using plus, and the value of this has to be outside the quotation. Then the value of it is going to come out. Because this is like a variables. Let's run the program by hitting play. Enter your name, tennis. Hello, tennis. So let's run the program again. Hello, David. Now my program can read input right from user keyboard and go to display the output with the name hello, whatever the user name. Enter. Because I store the name inside the variable name. Alright,